Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about different types of bookkeeping clients, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on different categories. So how much money you can make from these clients, how hard they are, and how their communication and flexibility is. And I'll put up on the screen the 5 different industries, the types of clients, and at the end I'll give some recommendations, kind of like little awards for what would be best, like if you're a beginner bookkeeper, what's the best low stress, what's the best stability, and then overall, what do I think is the best type of client that I'd recommend. And so you'll see there's pros and cons to all these different industries, and some of it's gonna just depend on your personal preference as a bookkeeper, like what type of person or industry you like working with. So let's start out with what I called household trades. And what I mean by that is like anyone who's like kind of like working in the home industry, so construction, so contractors, or plumbers, electricians, tile people, painters, like anyone who's like working on a home. So you can think of like the construction industry, but also even smaller. So like fix-it handyman people who come to like fix little things. So let's start out with income. Obviously for all of these, it's gonna vary a ton business to business. So of course my generalizations are going to be based on my own personal opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. But for this I said high income potential for these types of businesses. And I think these trade type of jobs are really valuable in terms of they're not gonna go away because you're always gonna need a plumber. I don't think we're a long ways away from a robot being able to like plumb your house. I think the industry is very stable and they're in demand. And so there's definitely money to be made in this industry. Therefore, they have money to pay their bookkeeper. Difficulty, I said medium, again, generalizing, but I can see a lot of times these books being a little more messy. Maybe the bookkeeping hasn't been prioritized for a couple of years. Just in general, I feel like just the construction industry isn't always as organized as some other industries. Like we're going to talk about like the medical industry also. And you can just kind of feel the difference between those two things. I feel like when a contractor does work on my house, they just kind of show up when they want and they're like, oh, we're like redoing your floors today, or we're, you know, they're just kind of working at their own timetable. And I think that culture would translate into the bookkeeping as well. There might be some complexity in payroll depending on if they have crews working for them. Maybe there's part-time contractors, which actually are a little easier to pay. Maybe they have equipment, and also cash flow is important because there might be like an influx of cash needed to pay for a bunch of materials, and then, you know, we need to collect that money from the client. So cash flow can be kind of like up and down, I believe, as well. And how easy is it to get clients? I ranked this as pretty easy to get clients. I think there's a lot of these professionals in our midst. I think you probably know people who do these jobs. I think they're in high demand. They want bookkeepers. They're almost in desperate need of bookkeepers. In a lot of cases, they'll want someone that they can talk to face to face, so it's not as much of like remote work. So therefore, it's less competition from online bookkeepers. You're not competing with everyone in the world. And there's really good networks within this industry because if you're building a house, you're going to need a ton of different professionals. They are already used to referring one another. You know, the painter refers you to the tile person, refers you to the plumber. And so they're, you know, they know each other, they hopefully work well together and might refer you as a bookkeeper. Communication I put down as hard, so more difficult. For a lot of the reasons I've already said. I think that the nature of the job has them moving from place to place. They're not just sitting in an office like by a phone waiting for your call. Stereotypically, they might be a little less tech savvy. The communication style might be a little bit more blunt if they're used to talking with like construction crews. And flexibility, I said medium. So I do think that month in there might be more like of a workload, especially if you're doing payroll. That's not very flexible. Invoicing, you like the thing I mentioned earlier with the cash flow, you'll need to make sure you're getting invoices out in a timely fashion so you have enough cash influx in the business. But overall, I think this is a great industry for the right bookkeeper and you can get a lot of work. Next type of bookkeeping client, I titled this therapist, but it kind of encompasses all of the medical field. And so you can think about that like natural doctors, so like naturopaths, acupuncturists, maybe massage people. I work for a speech pathologist, so like any kind of like therapy, physical therapy, as well as like traditional doctors, veterinarians, like anyone in the medical industry. I think any of those might fall into the same set of kind of cultural norms as that you might feel as a bookkeeper. So potential for income, I said, is high. I think we all kind of feel like doctors make a lot of money, so in theory they would be able to pay bookkeepers well. And there is something to be said for, you know, choosing an industry that is able to pay a bookkeeper. So my niche is actually attorneys, and that is one reason I picked it, is because I feel like they're not struggling for cash usually, and so I feel like I can charge higher rates. And let me know if you want me to talk more about lawyers or any other niches, any other bookkeeping bookkeeping niches. If you want like a part 2 of this video, let me know in the comments what other bookkeeping industries you want me to cover. I have some videos on other niches that I can leave linked for you in the description box. I tried to do a few new ones in this one that I haven't talked about before, so let me know what interests you. And while you're down there, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up, that really helps me out a lot. Any engagement helps other people see it. And then you can also check out the join button. That helps me just connect with you a little closer. My website is FinePoints.biz. It has tons of resources for bookkeepers, a bunch of free stuff, and then I have 2 classes you can take as well about starting your bookkeeping business, and I try to keep them pretty affordable. All right, let's continue with the therapist category. So pretty high income potential. For difficulty in bookkeeping, I called it hard. I would say maybe like hard to medium. The only reason I said it was hard is because you might have to deal with insurance. So just as like a baseline for medical stuff, I think the books are usually pretty clean, clear, organized, not a million transactions. They'll probably use like credit card swipers or some kind of payment processor that someone can do like in the office. So pretty predictable monthly patterns, pretty easy reconciliations. But it's just when insurance gets involved, it's a little bit trickier, but you can definitely learn it. So I worked for a speech pathologist and they had a system for charging insurance. I had to learn a little bit of medical billing. There's like codes that you had to do. So you send the claim to insurance, and then whatever insurance didn't pay, then I would invoice through, I think it was through QuickBooks, I would invoice it. Yeah, I was. So it's kind of like a 2-part system. And then you also have to be careful of HIPAA laws. So making sure that everyone's medical information stays very confidential. So just a few more things to learn. It's actually very manageable, but just I put it difficult. Maybe I would call it a little bit like medium to difficult. How easy is it to get clients? I said medium. I think, again, this is an industry that once you break in, there'll be a lot of really good referrals. This, again, is an industry that requires even more trust than some of these other ones I mentioned, just because it is like people's medical information. So I think like once you're in, you're in. Once you start getting a little bit of experience, that is going to help you, catapult to the next and the next and the next client. And it is my feeling that a lot of these bookkeepers probably last, in some cases, longer in these offices. And so maybe someone's been doing the bookkeeping there for, 10 years. And so sometimes it might be catching it at the right time. So in that case, I would put a lot of feelers out there, get your name out to in this industry, show interest and be networking for years. And then when the time is right, when their bookkeeper quits or retires or whatever, they'll be like, oh yeah, I need a bookkeeper and I talked to that girl. I'm going to check and see if she's available. So this is a long game. It's not like a quick client base, but I do think it can be really rewarding and a great one if you're interested. Communication, how easy is it? I put medium. The only thing that I think makes it harder is that these doctors and medical professionals probably have like office hours, as in like they're seeing clients or they're seeing patients. A lot of the time, they don't have tons of time to just like chat with their bookkeeper. And so that could be a factor, but I don't think there's really going to be like bookkeeping like fires or like emergencies that you're going to have to like work with them really closely on. So I think this industry is a little more chill, calm. They really appreciate like organization and confidentiality. Going along with that flexibility, I think it's a very predictable workload. So I think okay, I'm going to be working 4 hours a week on this client. You can probably work when you want to, as long as you keep up with the workload. So definitely a great client for work-life balance. All right, let's talk about the category of Airbnb hosts. And so of course this can be renting a vacation rental place on any platform, and also like long-term rentals I think would go into this. That's a slightly like different subcategory of this overall real estate type industry. So starting off with the income, I said medium. I think this is one of them that can vary a lot. I don't know if there's like a standard, like some Airbnbs are like barely breaking even or losing money. Some are like doing great. Some will have multiple streams of income. Some owners are trying to build a portfolio of multiple properties they can rent out. I was a bookkeeper for someone who owned a little apartment complex. I think it had like 6 units or something. Actually, and then she had like 2 locations too. So that was like a really good client and she was really chill. So I liked working for her and I learned some things from that. And she actually wanted to see like how profitable each of her 2 locations were. A big thing to think about with income with Airbnb hosts is seasonality. A lot of like tourist towns have a season, if it's like mountain season, then it'll be winter, or if it's beach, maybe it's summer. So they might have like big swings of income certain times of year. But let me know in the comments what you think about Airbnb. I kind of, for some reason, follow a lot of people who run Airbnbs and kind of like talk about like their profitability. And I think the popularity has gone like up and down over the years. There's like some controversies. There's a wide variety of different opinions. So let me know what you think. Let me know also if you think this is a good industry for bookkeepers. I'll talk about that a little bit more in the easy to get clients or not section too. But let's go on to difficulty. How hard is it to be a bookkeeper for Airbnb hosts? I said medium. I think this is something that they won't have tons of transactions per month. You know, they'll probably just have like 4 or 5 people staying at the Airbnb. So that's like, you know, chunks of income. And then the expenses would be like cleaning fees, maintenance, utilities, taxes. And I could see this being an industry where people maybe start out with too much mixed like personal and business finances, and so it gets messy, and so you as the bookkeeper need to come in and kind of help them sort that out. That of course depends on kind of where they are in their journey of like being a real estate person. Okay, and then easy to get clients. This industry, I think, like I said, I think it was growing for a long time and like gaining popularity. I think it's plateaued now. But for bookkeepers, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I think there's still a ton of existing business owners out there who need a bookkeeper. It actually might be good timing for us as bookkeepers, because maybe these owners have been, you know, DIYing their Airbnb for a long time, and they're realizing now that they would like to have, you know, more of a passive role in it, or their portfolio is growing, so they're wanting to outsource some things. So possibly the industry is saturated with Airbnbs because there's like only so many like vacation homes we need in the world, right? But I don't think that it's saturated with bookkeepers at this point. In terms of getting clients, I don't think that these people are being bombarded by offers as much as some of the other industries. I could be wrong, but maybe like when you stay at an Airbnb and you're communicating with the host, you could be like, oh, I'm a bookkeeper, here's my card or whatever, here's my website. And sometimes there's a property manager, which may or may not work in your favor. Maybe they would need a bookkeeper, but maybe I don't know, maybe that person is doing the bookkeeping. So conversely, you could probably find there's probably tons of groups for Airbnb, like support groups, like support Facebook groups or something for people who run Airbnbs to like teach them stuff. So you could like run a little bookkeeping class about things to think about in your Airbnb, how to separate your finances from your personal, how to pay your quarterly taxes, 10 bookkeeping tips for Airbnb owners, like really specialize it for that group of people. And then they'll remember you if they are like, oh, I want to outsource my bookkeeping. I saw that girl and I clicked on her post on Facebook, or I don't know. People really do use Facebook, I swear. I know it seems old, but wherever you are advertising or wherever your presence is online, figure out where else those Airbnb people are learning and kind of get into that sphere. Communication, I think they're going to be really chill. I think they want a passive business, and so they don't want to think about it too much. That's kind of why they got into like real estate investing. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of like hand holding. Just my opinion. Again, I'm making total generalizations in this video, so take it with a grain of salt and let me know in the comments what I'm wrong about. And flexibility, I think this will be a really flexible client. I think people will be pretty tech savvy. They might have an Airbnb in another state or another area. There's something kind of like fun and like romantic and adventurous about this industry. So I can see this being a really fun one for bookkeepers. It just kind of like attracts a certain type of person, and I feel like that sounds fun personally. All right, this video is actually getting pretty long, so I think I'm gonna give you guys part 2 of this. So in next week's video, I am going to cover content creators and local small businesses. That's the one that most new bookkeepers get into. It's kind of like the businesses around you. It might be businesses that your friends run. So I had a wedding florist friend. I had a jewelry designer friend. You know, it could be like a hairdresser. It could be a daycare person. It could be a yoga studio, a small shop. So you can get kind of a sneak preview. I have a couple hard things on there that I'll talk about. And then I'll give you my overall, what I think is best for certain situations. And if that's too clickbait, if you feel mad that I didn't tell you in this video, I can tell you the best one, the one that I considered best, was content creators. I already made a whole video about content creators, so you can check out that one also if you're interested. Best for low stress, I said, was therapists, which we talked about. And then best for beginners, I said, was the local small businesses, mainly because they're easier to find. All right, so we'll dig into all that and more next week, and leave me a comment with what bookkeeping industry you are interested in working in.